Hello, sunshine. How art thou? How art thou? I was trying to get some things ready and make it happen for you guys. I am doing a test run on Instagram again, but this time I'm doing it from a software. So I want to see how this works. But other than that, how was your day? How was your Sunday? Some of you may have off. Um, Especially if you're teachers, you may have off. Can you hear me very well? Because I don't know if this is... Okay, this should be good now. So can you guys hear me very well? All right. So when I went to I basically asked the question on what you guys wanted me to do for Mentor Monday. It was basically everybody asked a bunch of questions. So because you asked a bunch of questions, I decided to just do as Diva. And with me doing as Diva, I had printed everyone's questions out, and I didn't really need to do too much research because the questions that were asked were something that I do on the regular. But just to be on the safe side, I pulled out all of my little knickknacks and stuff just in case I need to get real technical with the question. But yeah, so if you have any other questions, all I need you to do is post your question and put some highlights around it, anything. Or if you really need me to answer your question and it's just so many chitter chatters and we're just having too much fun chitter chatting, maybe it'd be a great thing to do if you would donate in the super chat. Super chat is right there at the bottom, right next to where you are going to chat anyway. And that would be so beneficial because you will receive not one, not two, but 3 free grabs from my Etsy shop. And yeah, who doesn't want a Creative Stitching Diva grab? So that's all you need to do if anyone wants to donate, and click the button for a super chat. I will give you 3 free grabs from my Etsy shop until my knickknacks come in, because what I did do was I'm gonna order the balloon blower, and the balloon blower is gonna blow up a surprise balloon. Some of them may be good, some of them may not be good, some of them may be X-rated, some may be just fun. But when you do a super chat, it's gonna just blow up and you're gonna see what it is. It might have a saying on it, it might not, but that will be coming in the next week or two. And I'm gonna do memberships. So the memberships is gonna tie into the grabs, or if you want to go to the next level will be the what you call it, football fantasy. And I'm gonna add you to the football fantasy if you want to be in that particular membership. And then there's going to be another membership where you get all of my tutorials that I'm building for you. So it's dependent on whatever tutorial, whatever membership you would like, that is what you're going to get. So that will be up in another week or two. I can't wait for that one because so many people ask me so many questions. So you will automatically get it every single week. And you wouldn't even have to worry about asking because you get it every single week. Also, what else is going on? If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. What I did know is, because you guys know that I do a lot of research, what I did see in my numbers that so many people really mad. Thank you. What, you want to see a balloon pop up? I didn't get it yet. Oh man. You have a question? You want me to answer your question, Nat? But thank you. So what I was saying was, in the information that they give us to tell us who's watching and who's not watching, who's subscribed and who's not subscribed, I realized there's a good portion of people that watch my videos, but they do not subscribe. Why not subscribe? You're gonna get the best of both worlds. Every time you receive a message when I come on, you're gonna get all the good content. I'm going to do tutorials. I have a lot of things coming up that you're going to really appreciate. My podcast, I try to be entertaining, but not just entertaining, but educational as well. So why not subscribe and click the like button, give me a little bit of thumbs up and share, because sharing is caring. Okay, let's go through this whole thing. Now that I went through all of that, let's talk about what was asked. What was asked for the Ask Diva was a couple of questions that I received in the group, and it was a couple of questions that I received outside of the group. I don't think this thing is on. Yeah, I don't think this is on. It says it's live, but I don't see it live. Interesting. But anyway, I don't understand why it says live though. I'll keep it on just in case. But anyway, like I was saying, the first question, it is live. No, it's not. The first question I'm going to talk about will be the Disha question. Disha asked a question about prices. Yeah, about prices. So first thing I'm going to say about prices is it's a touchy subject. You can't really, I know you said that you asked, you don't know whether or not you're going to ask, compare. You're going to cheat yourself, whether you should do times this, times that. Some people do stitches, how many stitches or how many rows I did in times that by such and such amount, giving you a crazy ass number. What you have to realize also too, is it going to work for every single thing? Because sometimes you get times for every single row you do, and it does not count for all your working material. Then you add the material in there, and then it still may not count. So I never actually believed in that method. But what I do believe is each individual is very unique. So if you are a crocheter who has been crocheting for a long, long time, you know your work, you know your value, you know what you deserve, and you know what you feel you should be able to charge other people. What I believe is that I charge a base price. So the reason why I do that is because I've always liked the fact that I can get people to purchase from me, and not just purchase from me, but I could get them to kind of sort of see things my way. And I like it that way. I like it so that I can start off low and work its way up. I like that. And so that's why I decided that I was going to do the scale up. Scaling up is basically maximizing my price. Maximizing my price is because I am doing GraphGans. So because I do GraphGans, I can do that. I can maximize my price. Then I thought about, if I'm not doing a GraphGan, would I do that? Would I still maximize my price? Hell yeah, I can still do that. So I just had to keep thinking, is this something that I wanted to do? And is this something that's going to benefit me? I'm a researcher. So I started researching if this is what I am going to do. Am I going to keep doing this, or am I going to find another way? And so that's what made me think also. Not only am I going to have a base price, I thought that maybe I can have prices that. So in the beginning, I used to say that I could have a price that could fit the environment that I am, right? And then I thought about it and I said, the hell with that. If somebody who lives in my neighborhood wants to purchase something from me and they can't afford it, but you see them with latest sneakers and their hair done in all those bundles and their in mad jewelry, but they don't respect you enough to purchase from you, the hell with them. That's not your customer. That's not the person you need to be bothered with. So I've grown up and I realized I don't need the money that bad to sell myself short. And that's where it comes into, do you value yourself? Do you value yourself and the time that you're taking to do your projects? Do you value yourself um, well enough to be able to say, no, I'm not taking that money because I'm not settling? You just have to realize that you are way more than what you think. Because I used to do that. And then I thought about it and I'm like, dang, my stuff is way better than so many people who are charging way more, in my opinion. And so I said, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to sell myself short. I was charging like hats like $20. Meanwhile, the pom pom is almost 10. So basically, I'm not even getting $10 because you got to count the material. We have to realize that. Hi, Dre. Hi, Dre. Sorry, my son was watching me. So you have to realize and value yourself way more than what you may think you deserve. What I would do is research. Nobody likes the research, but you have to. You have to research because your niche is your niche. It's not mine. You fall into a category of crochet, but it's a certain category of crochet. So because you fall into that certain category of crochet, you need to look at all others. Look at their area. Look at their people. Now that's one thing I don't think anybody is doing. When you are looking at a character and you're looking at their business owners, when you're looking at that business owner and you're looking at what they're selling. So if they're selling hats, like how you're selling hats, and your hat is the same hat, right? With the same pom pom. Looks the same. If you put them together, it's probably the same. I would look up at least 2 or 3 more people. So you have like 3 people all together. And you look up that person. And when you look up that person, those people, those 3 people, you're going to also look at how much is their price. Now, I write everything down. I just do because I want to always go back. I want to always be able to say, this is the reason why I chose this. So when I did the whole entire section of pricing, it was a lot of work, but it was worth it. And I'm going to tell you something else after I finish this too. So after I did that, I looked up Graphgans and I looked up 3 people that were making Graphgans. I looked up their prices. I looked at what they were doing. What exactly were they selling? Then I looked at who they are. What are they? What are their race? Where they live? If they live in the United States or in other countries, because that makes a difference. And I also look at who exactly are they selling to? Who is their audience? Who is the people on that they follow and who follows them? I look at all of that. It makes a difference at times. It makes a difference. Once you get all of that information, you try to find where you fit at in the equation. So if Sarah is making $300-400 selling that blanket and it's in Etsy and it's still there in Etsy and not sold out, we got to move on to Tamika. Let's see how much Tamika is selling it for. Tamika's selling that blanket for $150. It may be gone, but who she selling it to? Who is it that is her audience? Do I look at all her other stuff and see, is this something worth? Now, you may say, that's too much work. I'm not doing all of that. Now, there's a reason why I do it. Because Tamika, may be in my area, or she may be like not too far from me, because think about it, we could sell, and we could sell not just in our area, but we could sell to other people in other states. So when I said that I take customers from some of you, I really do, because of the research that I do. I'm not playing. So when Sally was not selling that $300 blanket, you want to know why Tamika's selling it for $150. It may not just be that $150 difference. It may just be that she's selling herself short. She may have gotten that $300. She may have. What you can also do is sorry, you could do what I did in the beginning also, which is, and some people may not like this idea, but you know how you bid high? You bid so high and then you narrow it down. Not because somebody said I'm not paying that price, but more so it's been on the market for 2 months. I might go a little bit lower. But I always have a cap on how low I'm going to go. And if I just can't sell it, then I just can't sell it. But that has not been ever my issue. Selling an item has never been my issue. What I did do is, like I said, I start with a base price. So my, like for instance, this. So if I'm going to sell baby clothes, right? And the baby clothes might have a hat, baby clothes might have this is the overalls, so I might have the overalls, I might have the booties, I might have a hat, and maybe even a sweater. So for the whole entire baby outfit, for the whole entire set, I would do $80, maybe 100, right? That's my base price. That's just for 2 colors, maybe 3 colors. But as you can see, I added the Jamaican flag. So I would say to my customer, you want the Jamaican flag? I could add another $30-40 to it and add the Jamaican flag. You want the sweater with the hood? I think that would be perfect for you. Oh, sorry. I thought that would be perfect for you if you add the hood, right? And then we add like some string. And then I would say, I got these cute buttons that I swear you would like, right? You got to add more for the cute buttons because I got these custom made buttons, right? So you got to maximize your pricing. It's like a la carte, right? With you adding this and adding that and adding this and adding that. But I'll always give them my base price because the base price could be, okay, I could deal with that. But then you start adding a little bit at a time. I could do this for you. I could do that for you. I could throw this in here for you. And I could even say a price like this will be so good. And I could do this for you for only $100 for you. But you know what? I feel good today, y'all. I feel good. So, girl, I'm gonna give it to you for $80. $80 is gonna be my price. $80 was gonna be my price. So you see what I'm saying? You gotta make people feel like they're getting a deal. I did that with the shaggy jackets. Everybody keeps saying, how did you sell 2 shaggy jackets? I did the damn thing. Okay, you got to do what you have to do. How you gonna be a good salesperson, right? How are you gonna be that, have that gift to gab? I don't know where it came from. It came more so from maybe desperation. Desperation, reason why I say that is because I needed to make sure I have money in my household. So for desperation, I had no other choice but to say, listen, I got these shaggy jackets, right? You want the shaggy jackets? I got the shaggy jackets for you. I could do it for you. No price was the price is not an issue because she kept saying, "What's the price? How much? How much?" The price is not the issue. The issue is you need that because this fall is going to be really cool. You're going to love how it looks, but not only that, mommy and me. She was only getting it for her daughter. She was only getting it for her daughter. So I said, the mommy and me is a new thing now. You have to have it. She was like, but girl, you never told me the price. Wait a minute. Hold up. Did you see the new shaggy jackets that's out with the different colors? Did you see that? And she was like, yeah, this is the picture I was looking at. Okay. Show me the picture. She shows me the picture. I got you. But how about this? I can make it more fluffier for you. Not only that, I can add headbands to it. So you and your daughter can both look good together. She was like, girl, I'm going to have a photo shoot. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I was like, yes, I got you. Okay. So I gave her the price. I told her that for the baby, the shaggy jacket was $125, right? That's for the baby. I didn't tell her what hers was because, of course, it's going to be a lot more. But what I did say was, girl, you want the $125 jacket for your daughter? I could hook you up if you add the mommy and me. The mommy and me is going to take it way out of the box. You need that mommy and me. She was like, I don't know. I don't know if it's in my budget. Girl, it's in your budget. Believe me, because you want it. You want it. So she said, well, how much is it? So I showed her something else that I had. Again, I am not giving her that price right away. I'm not giving it to her right away. So I showed her another shaky jacket that I did for a little girl. She loved it. Okay, what's the price? So I said, okay, for you, I'll do it for $250. And she said, together? No. No. No, not together. But we could work on this, right? So what I did do is offer a payment plan. But I don't start until it gets to, once my payment plan gets to like half price. She wound up giving me half of it all up front. So all up front, I had half. I was able to start. Then once I started, she could give me another payment plan. So by the time I'm finished and by the time it's about ready to deliver, she done paid it all up front. This was like a maybe 6-week situation. Yeah. And I think she made like 3-4 payments. You can offer payment plan because when you chop it up, it may not seem that bad. But never sell yourself short. I have no other choice but to charge for that for that shaggy jacket. That shaggy jacket was a lot, a whole lot. I really believe I should have sold it for way more than I did. But I learned my lesson on that, and I would never, ever, ever sell it less than that $250 for one and $125 for that baby. No, it's got to be more, especially with all those colors. But that's what I did. I maximized my price. I basically had a base price, and then I just kept adding a little bit more at a time. And me doing that and giving them that base price and just saying, well, if you want this and you want that, because a lot of people want visual, right? They want to know, like, if you're getting your hair done, you're like, I really, really, really want my hair done. But if everywhere you go it's the same exact price, they have no other choice but to say, okay, I'm gonna come to you. But I really, really, really want it, and I want it with this color. So if you go get your hair done and you want a relaxer, and then you want color, and you want this and you want that, you have to pay for it. You just have to pay for it. So that's what I do, and I just don't back down on it. And because I don't back down on it, a lot of them leave. They do, and I may not hear from them again until 2, 3 months later. And then it's like, I really need it. I really need it. I really want it. Can I give you half hair or quarter hair? And that's fine. That's fine for me. Has anyone ever paid me and never paid the balance? No. Because once people give you $20, they want their stuff. I mean, if they don't want their stuff and they give you the money, that's yours. But other than that, I crochet along the way I see them paying their money. So when she gave me the half up front, I already had the yarn, but I was able to start at least the shells. And then I stopped and I did something else. Once I see more coming, then I'll maybe do a little bit more. And that's how I did the shag jackets. I don't really have to do that with the blankets or anything. Sometimes you gotta also not just necessarily trust your customers, but if you know them, I wouldn't do it for family and friends because family and friends sometimes take advantage of you. But sometimes a reliable supporter, and your reliable supporter is definitely going to give you your full amount that you deserve, even if they're breaking it up. I honestly don't have too many customers that pay me in installments like that. They either pay me half or all. I never get anything too much at the end because these are custom made items. I can't give it away if it has somebody else's name on it, especially if the name is unique like it is nowadays. So I can't give them away. But yes, Disha, listen, stick to your guns. Do not bow down. You are good. And not only are you good, you're stepping it up because you got Diva graphs now. And you gotta pay for your graph, pay for your yarn, pay for your time. You have to charge them. What I would suggest is just don't jump out and say the price first. Talk to them. Talk to them. That's all. Just talk to them. Say, how are you? How's your day? Like, just talk. Just be nice. And that's what I do. I talk. And I just say, this is what I do. Whatever I do, you're going to love. Be confident in yourself, even if you're not confident. Even if you've never did it a day in your life before. I've always been confident in anything someone asks. If they tell me to make this thing that I'm supposed to be making real soon, I was so confident I got the money just like that. $130. Because I never made a day in my life before, but I know I'm going to rock it. I know I'm going to do it. I mean, unless you don't feel comfortable in not doing it. All I'm saying, Disha, is be confident. Don't back down. I don't know what to say, like, when some people need, like, if you are in a position where you need that money, what I would say is make something smaller and make it in bulk. That way you don't have to settle for doing a huge blanket or something and charging less than what you deserve. Make something smaller. Make these beautiful earrings that Kristen made me. Sunshine. Make something else that you know that you could produce mass amount of and sell. Hats. I know it's a lot of you hot girls, Cali and Texas girls, but you can still make beanies. You can still make them look cute and sell them for like $25, $30 if without the pom pom, because I have to have furry pom pom. So just just think logically. If you really seriously need fast money really quick, don't sell yourself short. Just make something smaller. That way you can get that money and keep it moving. Don't sell yourself short doing it though. Don't do it. I hope I answered your question, Disha. Some people have a problem with base price though. So that means you didn't listen to anything I was saying, did you? Research, honey. Research. Do your research. I can't give you a base price because that's your hands, not mine. That's your project, not mine. You bought that yarn. I didn't. You have to figure out that base price. You have to figure out what it costs to purchase something at the store. If you're going to purchase, Macy's sell those big duvets, bed in the bag. How much are you paying for that? Almost $200 sometimes. If you're going to do that for Macy's, what about yourself that's doing it by hand? Don't sell yourself short. Research though. Research who's out there selling the same thing that you're about to make. That's how you're going to come up with your base price. Your base price is going to be what you have to make up. Not what Diva say, not what someone else say, what you have to. You have to do that. No one else can tell you what your price is. No one at all. Because their price could be something that they're throwing together. You understand what I'm saying? Like, don't sell yourself short because you want to follow what somebody else is doing. You know what you deserve. You know. And then you could do your discounts, but always do it high. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if I'm going to sell these for the holidays, I would say 120, and I won't go no more lower than maybe $20. And I do that on purpose because I can always say, I'm going to give it to you for such and such amount. Or I'm going to take off $10. Or I'm going to take off $20. So you want to reach for the sky and go down. And you should be able to get sales. You should. Just got to know how to talk. But if you are in my mentor program, I am teaching them how to talk to their customers. We're going to have mock calls, and I'm going to help them with their customers. They don't know it yet, but I am. I'm setting everything up for them now so that they can have mock customers, and they can figure out their own prices and their marketing. They're going to do all of that because they are my mentees now. I break up my prices for half now, and half when item is done works for me. Okay. Trying to get better with prices. Well, Brittany, we are definitely going to work on that when we are in the mentor group. We're going to definitely work on that. Am I confident with making things? I haven't picked a niche. It's the pricing. Well, you're going to have to work on something because you can't say, I don't know how to price when you don't even know what you're pricing yet. Get it together, Disha. Get it together. I think I need to get in the hot seat. Yeah, girl, you're going to have to because we need to get you on and popping. So, see, the thing is with this platform is I'm answering your question. But there's sometimes more to it than just answering your question, right? So you have more to this question. So because you have more to this question, I can't make it the Disha show. So this is why I set up my whole mentoring program. And this is why I set it up so that I can help coach you guys and helping you guys step by step on how to get your customer, how to keep your customer, how to be loyal, how to have loyal customers, and basically how to talk to them. This is the whole setup that I am doing in my mentor program. And I put out some flyers now because now I'm actually in the consulting business now because I'm graduating in December. So I will have my ceremony and my certificate so that I can help But I think what I am doing is because I did the whole entire almost a decade in doing just crochet. So now I can be able to talk about it and help, and all the research and all the classes that I've been doing, it can help you guys as well. So I'm excited about this. And this is why I'm putting it more into consulting. So now I'm Coach Diva. And Coach Diva is going to be like your accountability coach, your coach on purpose, to show your purpose and to show you how you're going to be able to move to your next step. And no, not a lot of people want to do it online anymore, and that's fine because not everybody is not camera ready like I am. So because you're not camera ready, I do behind the scenes one-on-one, and I have been doing that lately, and it's only $40. $40, and I do the consultation with you and find out about your business, what's your niche, if you need a niche, and we're going to be working on what you call it, time management and all of the above. Dedication, what's your barriers, your vision board, your goals. Sometimes you need somebody to help you with that one-on-one, and that's what I'm here for, and that's what I took the class for. So I'm so excited. So excited. Of course, Victoria. Pictures, pictures, pictures. I just hope that Miss Rona doesn't stop me, because if she does, then I'm gonna have to do it virtually. I'm gonna have to do it because it's not here. It's in South Carolina. I have to go to South Carolina. Okay. Thank you, Disha. Disha, I hope you are able to go into my mentor program, because I think you would be it'd be very beneficial for you. I really do. I believe it. I believe you would take a lot out of that class too. A lot. I do all my research for a reason. It helps me. But I decided to take what I learned to help others. Your home state? Oh, you're not there now. All right. So, the next question. I can't believe I printed this out. Like, you guys gave me questions and I just printed it out like a dingy. What's the next question? Unless you guys have a question on here, I am more than happy to answer. If I don't see it, just let me know and tell me I need to go back up, or I will answer your question on the spot if you click right down there, right there on the right side next to where you're typing for super chat. If you would like to donate to me, and you can get some cool stickers and a cool emoji, and it highlights your name. And the membership, you will be forever, forever, forever my best friend on here. All right. So the next question is, I'm not sure how to tell how many balls of yarn I need when making a graph if I don't want to carry the yarn through other colors. Well, first of all, we don't carry yarn. We don't carry yarn at all. This is for Shantae McCourt. So we don't. I don't know if she's on here or not. Thank you, Disha. No problem. You don't have a question. I answered your question already, right? Thanks, Dish. I appreciate you. You my girl. um, what I'm gonna do is answer your question, Shantae, even if you're not on here. But I will give you a timestamp for where you can look to get your question, because that's what type of diva I am. Okay, so the timestamp for you. Okay, so what she is asking is, when she gets my graph, she wants to know how many balls of yarn is she supposed to purchase. Now, if you're buying somebody else's graph, I have no idea, because I don't know if they do what I do. I don't know if Stitch Fiddle, because some people use Stitch Fiddle, so I have no idea if Stitch Fiddle is going to give you that same accuracy. I don't know because I don't deal with it. But what I deal with works for me because I've been doing this for a while now, and that's all I do is crochet my own graphs. So I have a graph. This is like a hat pattern, and in the hat pattern, you can basically see just about how much you would use. Some people don't realize it. Some people, when you have a huge graph, you really do not know how much you're going to need. So the best thing to do is I have it on the ledger. So every time you have my graph, when you purchase my graph, it gives you the last page. The last page is the ledger. The ledger on the last page is the information page, which is going to tell you who made the graph, which is me, the name of the graph, my company, how big it is, and the dimensions is stitches and in inches. Not only that, underneath it, it will tell you the colors. Now, don't get your panties all bunched up, okay? Because the colors don't mean a damn thing. A graph is like a coloring book. So even though I have blue, white, and orange on here, you could use purple, green, or gray. It does not mean you have to use the exact colors that I use. Some people really need to know that. Some people really need to know that. So what I am trying to say is, don't say, Diva, can you change these colors for me? No. You could do whatever color you want. It does not have to be the same exact color at all whatsoever. Also on here it says DMC. Now, DMC is thread, right? PC Stitch is software for cross stitching. So cross stitching is definitely thread. What I did was convert it. So if you are asking for this, if you're asking for this and you get my ledger is going to tell you the 3 colors that you have and how many of those colors is going to show up. And not only that, in parentheses, it's going to say you need 2 skeins of yarn or 1 skein of yarn or 3 skeins of yarn. It's going to tell you that. Now, some of my graphs say RHC and some of them say DMC. Don't let it confuse you. It's still, you could buy whatever yarn you want. Just make sure it's the same exact weight. But in the little parentheses, that's about how many skeins of yarns you could buy. It's estimated because you also have to take into account that you may not be single crocheting. You may be half double crochet. You may use a larger hook or a smaller hook. Your tension may be really hard or really soft. So it's an estimated amount around, I'm going to say, like, just use your common sense. Use what I'm giving you right here to, around ballpark figure, but also use your common sense. If you believe you need an extra skein of yarn, get the extra skein of yarn. So I hope I answered your question, Shantae, with that, because it's really simple. I always have it in my ledger, which is the last part of your graph. I always try to keep it there. But sometimes some people don't really pay attention to that last part because the graph is already overwhelming, probably. So that's where you're going to look at it. You're going to look at how many skeins of yarn you're going to use, and it will be at the last page. So I hope I answered your question, Shantae. Any other questions here in the chat? Let's see. After I did my first pop and lock drop method on these small grafting, I don't want to carry the yarn anymore, but I'm carrying the yarn for the tapestry project. I might cringe. Ha! I don't do tapestry. Even if the project is tapestry and it calls for tapestry, I don't do tapestry. I always do my method regardless because I don't like it when they're thick and I don't like how it looks when you have the yarn all over the place. Like when you're carrying it, I don't like it. It bothers me. I'm doing that Hello Kitty graph again very soon. Ooh, I can't wait to see that. I'm actually designing a Christmas tree skirt now. I'm just trying to figure out what do I want to start off with. So the first person who I pick in the group, Graphians and the Restless, I put up a post asking for some ideas. And that very person who gave me the idea that I'm going to do, you're going to get that tutorial for free. Other than that, it's going to be a paid pattern, a paid tutorial. All right, next question is from Joy Elizabeth. What is the backside supposed to look like? I don't like the look of the yarn lines when I pull it up from the row below. But I don't know if that's normal or if I'm doing something wrong. I need to see close-ups of the back of the work of someone who is good at graphians. Did she just say who's good at graphians? Did she say that? Okay, so let me timestamp this for you, Joy. Joy, I got this, okay? I got this. I am going to show you the back of my work, okay? I'm going to show you the back of my work. When I am, well, this one I was playing around with. So this is something I was doing a class with. I was doing a class just showing, we was playing with scrap. And I did, what is it, a crown with a lady in her Kristen earrings. Kristen made her some earrings too. So I was doing this and I realized that the back of it, see the strings that's hanging? That's exactly how I crochet. I crochet with all the strings just hanging. Some people can't deal with that. I think the next question is dealing with that. But yeah. Anyway, I don't like bobbins. But you, if you like it and you love it, get it. But I don't like bobbins. Bobbins are the plastic things that you wrap the yarn around. And so that when you are crocheting, you do not cross-contaminate. You do not put all of the colors together and carry them. You don't carry a yarn. What you do is you stop. When it comes to a certain point, you stop and then you go to the next color and then you stop that color and then you go to the next color. That is what you should do when you are doing a graph in. Now, I left the strings on here on purpose because this is how I wanted to show you. My nose is getting stuffy. So when I am done with my graph in, you know what I do? I just cut. That's it. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to cut. The only time I do not cut is when it's an area that has maybe an area where I need to take a needle and go through a couple of times. That's it. And I'll show you that in a few seconds. So right here, you'll see where the red is. It's nothing. I already weaved it in because I have a method for weaving in. And I did a Z formation with that when I did that. So because I did that already, I'm cutting. If I can't do my weaving method, I don't cut. What I do is I use the needle and I weave that in. So when some people are weaving in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of strings, I'm just cutting them and weaving in no more than like 3 or 4. Okay, so as you can see, it's a little bit right here. I'm cutting that. The same with the red. I have a video on TikTok with me doing this too. I don't weave. I don't weave. And what I do is as I'm going, I tug on it a little bit. I just tug on it a little bit because I just want to make sure that I am getting as much of it out as possible. Because when you are doing this deformation, which is you're crocheting on top of it, get what I'm trying to say now? I'm finished with that color. I don't need that color anymore. So what I do is when I'm on the next row, right here, with this gray right here, I don't need no more gray on top of that. So what I'm doing is crocheting on top of that. I am crocheting this blue on top of the gray. Then I stop. When I crochet the blue on top of that gray, I stop. When I go back to the next row after that, which is on top of the blue, right here, it's on top of the blue. When I do that on top of this blue, there's still some gray there. So I'm going to crochet on top of that. And I might do another row. So as you're crocheting, you're going from left to right, right to left, left to right. And then I stop. And I try to leave at least a little bit of string left so that I could cut. Or if I want to weave it in, like if it doesn't have that gray anymore and I just want to be comfortable and secure so that it doesn't fall out, then I will weave it in. But where this blue is, I did a lot. I crocheted over that right there. So I do not need, being that I crocheted over this blue, I don't need to weave that in. I just need to cut it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm cutting what I feel I don't need to weave in. But I'm also going to show you what I do need to weave in. I need to weave in this blue because as you can see, there's no more blue over here. So if I crocheted on top of it, then you can see the blue underneath. So if the blue is right here, I don't need any more blue. But if I crocheted on top of it, then that means that you're going to see the blue in the white area. You don't want to see the blue in the white area. So I leave this hanging because I'm going to take that needle and weave that in. So that's when I weave in. That's when I weave in. All right. And the yellow, same with the yellow. There's no more place to put the yellow at. So I am going to weave that in. See that? There's no more place to put it. So I'm going to weave that in. And then everything else, I'm just cutting. Cut. And there's some white over here that I don't need. I'm just going to cut. So as you can see, it looks like the front looks like the back. It's just the mirror version of the front. And as you can see, all of my string is on one side. That's it. One side. It's not on both sides because some people will crochet and they would put it to the back, and then when they turn around, they would put it to the back again. And when you do that, you're going to have string on both sides, and that means you're going to have to weave it through, and sometimes that distorts your image. So it's best to always have it on one side. So when you're crocheting and right to left, you're going to put it towards the back. When you turn it around and you're crocheting from left to right, you're going to put it to the front. How do you know which one is the front and which one is the back? Easy. When you're doing your when you're doing your graph, always mark the first row at, if you're going right to left, the first row from right to left, you're going to say that is your odd number. And then the second row, which is your left to right, you're going to say that's your even number, right? So as you go up to the fifth one, say if you go to the bathroom or go get your snack and you come back and you're at the 25th row, but you don't remember, am I in the front or in the back? Then you remember, I started on row 1. Row 1 is my row 1 is my right to left. That is my odd number. All of my odd is the beginning of where I start. So that means that's the front. So that means when your work is facing you, that means it's from right to left. That's your odd side. If you are on 54, 54 means that you're on the even side. So that means you're going from left to right. So that means this should be at the back. So that means when your work is facing you from the front, you're on the even side. And if it's facing you from the back, that's the odd. That's the even side. I don't know if I said that right. But basically, when you first start your graph, you're going to write that down. You're going to, well, you already know what odd and even is, I hope. So number 1 is going to be your odd. Number 2, row number 2 is going to be your even. And wherever you start, if you're going to start on row 1, you start on row 1. So row 1 will be your odd number. Your odd number will be front facing. Front facing, because that's the first one you're starting at. So you know when you started that row 1, that means that was your right side. When you started row 2, that was the back side. So you automatically know whatever row you're on. If you could be on 113, that means it's gonna be your odd. Your odd row will be your back of your work. So that's the little trick. Some people still get it confused. I don't know how else I can help you if you still get it confused. But just think, odd and even. When you first start row 1, that's your odd number. Your odd number is your the front row. That means your work is facing you. Your even number means the back of your work. So just if you have to write that down every time you start your work, you should know to always put your strings towards the back. You don't even have to worry about that if you're doing Tunisian crochet, because Tunisian crochet, everything is, you don't turn with Tunisian crochet. But we're not doing Tunisian crochet, so. Thank you, Kamara. I appreciate Kamara. Kamara is the bomb. You guys are so great for me. Oh my goodness. Wait, don't you carry the yarn for the ends so you don't weave them? Like 2 or 3 stitches for, yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought I was explaining it. Yeah, I think I explained it. Okay, you answered my question. Yeah, I did. Hey, Diva. Wait a minute. Did you change your name? Your name it wasn't Goddess Crafts. Hi, honey. How are you? Long time. How are you? Did you start it? I don't know if you started. Oh my gosh. I will never, forever, 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 ever, 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 ever forget that graph. I just want to I want to see you make it. I want to see it. I want to see it come to life. I will never forget that. I swear to you. Like, it was just crazy because when I was doing it and I'm watching the ID channel and I'm looking at the ID channel and I'm like, did I not just see that picture? Oh my gosh. That just took my breath away when I saw that picture on TV. I pray you are doing very well, honey. What I do when I know it's the back side, I always put a marker to my string supposed to go to the back. I always have a marker in the front, not the back. Okay. Whatever works for you. If that works for you, then that's great. All right. Joy asked another question. Also, I tried your technique of letting the yarn hang because I didn't want, yeah, I knew this was it. Because I didn't want to deal with bobbins. It is just turned into an overwhelming tangle. I think I'm not doing it right. Well, Joy. Let me timestamp that for you. But let me just tell you something, Joy. I like what I like, okay? I let it hang out. I like it when it hang out, okay? I don't know what else to say. If you like bobbins, use the bobbins. But you just said you didn't want to take the time to do the bobbins, but you don't like it my way. I don't know what other way it is. Maybe you should try different bobbins. I don't have time to sit there and go like this all day. I don't have time to do that. I don't want to sit here all day doing this. I even have a winder. I tried. But sometimes you don't even need the ball of yarn like that, making little cakes and stuff like that. Why do I need to make cakes when I could just let it come from the ball, the skein of yarn anyway? I just don't see the reason for me to use bobbins. But bobbins work brilliantly for other people. Like Gail, for instance, my crochet sister. She uses bobbins and it's worked for her. So it may not work for you, Joy, but what I can say is when I just let it hang, let me see. When I just let it hang and I have my string hanging, sometimes it does get tangled. I have no problem untangling them because it's not to the point where it's like a big ball and knots and stuff because I'm not pulling and tugging on them. So a lot of times as I'm crocheting, they slip right through. So I don't have to worry about all of that. Then when I finish and I still have a lot of the yarn hanging, I put all the yarn in the middle of the blanket and fold it up. That's what I do. I don't know what everybody else is doing, but that works for me. So when I have, so I didn't cut the rest of this, but you see the strings that are hanging from this blanket? The strings that are hanging from this blanket, I left this because I wanted you guys to see it. It is cut. That's it. That's all I'm going to do is cut. So think about it. As I'm crocheting, the strings were a little longer. So I had the strings hanging. When the strings hang and I have to turn this around, I turn it around with my hand going like this. And when I have to turn it back the other way, I turn it back around with my hand going like that. So I'm always using this hand so I will never forget. Right? So I have to turn it around so that this is the front facing me. I need the back to face me. So I turn it this way with this hand. Right? Then it's time for me to turn back around. So I take this hand, my right hand, and go and twist it over and turn it right back around. That way, when my yarn twists, it's gonna twist. When it twists, I'm twisting it back instead of turning it around and then around and then around and then around. That is something that I've been doing for years now, and it works for me. It may not work for you, but it does work for me because I don't have the time to do bobbins. I just don't. I have too many orders, too many projects, and it will get in my way. Majority of my projects are craft ends, and I deal with a lot of colors, a lot of different yarns, and I don't have time to do the winding up. I don't have time to do none of that. I'm about to hire my little son though to make cakes out of out of the leftover yarn though. That's what I'm gonna do. You get your little kids in there and make them do them cakes. Make them do those cakes. Get those kids in there and work. Because I don't have time to do that either. I don't have time to make them cakes. Get those kids, have them wind it up. I need an electric winder. Do they have one of those? I think that will work. All right. Any other questions? Kristen! Okay. Look. So the earrings that I have on is from Kristen. These are my sunshine earrings. I even wore yellow to match my sunshine earrings. Because I call you all sunshine, I have sunshine earrings. I think this is so bomb. I love these things. They're so freaking cute. And the black ones, I think I wore them to death. I had to order some more. I had to go in there this morning because I woke up like, I need more. I need more. Like, I love earrings and I love big earrings. So, Kristen, I'm hooked. I'm hooked. I'm hooked. You got a sister hooked. These are so beautiful, though. I love them. But I want some custom earrings. I need custom earrings. So we're going to definitely talk about some custom things. All right. All right. I have my next question, which is Denisha Waldman. I want my graph looking like single crochet, but instead I am making my blankets with HDC. Let me timestamp. I don't understand. What's your question? You said you want your graphs to look like single crochet. So do single crochet, right? I think that's what you're asking me. I am making my blankets with it. Are you saying you don't know how to do it with single crochet? I don't know. I don't know if you're on here, Denisha, but I really don't know what your question is. Have you tried extended single crochet? No, I heard about it before, but never researched it. So, okay, I don't know your question fully. I don't know exactly what you mean, but what I can say is if single crochet doesn't work for you, try HDC. That's what you said you're doing. HDC doesn't look good for you, then try extended version. There's an extended single crochet and there's an extended HDC. What you don't want to do is double crochet. Okay? Don't do it. It elongates your work. You do not want your work to be elongated. Okay? It's not going to look good. So do not do double crochet. Don't do it. And then you're going to wonder why your stuff is looking long and not proportioned. But you can do single crochet, extended single crochet, HDC, half double crochet, and extended half double crochet. You can use those. If you don't like how that look, I don't know what you're looking for because I don't know what you're looking for. Maybe you shouldn't do neither one of them and try Tunisian crochet. Tunisian crochet is fiber. What is it? Fiber Floozy Crafts. My earrings came from Kristen HTC TV. Okay, I'm gonna show you. I got her card. I pulled her card out just in case. Kristen, she's on Instagram. Kristen Head Turning Creations, right? Crochet. Kristen Head Turning Crochet. Kristen, okay? She is Kristen, KRISTENHTC. Get you some earrings. I'm telling you, her website, she has so much more. So much more. And when I looked at those earrings and this morning, I ordered 2. And then when I finished that, I went back. I'm like, oh my God, I need these. But it's sold out. The ones I really wanted was sold out. But that's okay, because I'm going to wait for her to re-up and I'm going to order more. I'm going to order some more. But these are so cute. And she gifted them to me. I'm just so honored. I love these things. Thank you so much. She said they're so pretty, Kristen. All right. I have one more question on here, but do I have any other questions on here? Hey, Shauna, when will you be sending out the giveaway items? Sent you same question earlier. I don't know if you saw it. Brittany, you got to hit me back privately about that, because I sent out half, but I had to send them out in I had to like send them out differently, because I found out that I was spending way more than what I received. Like a lot. Like, yeah, a lot. I'm not even gonna go through all of that. But yeah, I didn't realize that the post office went up. It went up. So yeah, so just hit me up privately and we'll talk about that privately, not online. Mia David. Okay, let me time stamp you. Mia Davis as editing portraits to make them look realistic. I can graph, but I struggle with portrait graphing. So I don't really know who Mia is, but if you're on here, Mia, what I would love to do is see whether or not you really can graph, because you said you can graph. But what I need to know is if you can graph. Okay, Mia, what I need to know is if you can graph. What I mean is, and oh my God, I'm so sorry, Instagram, but the other thing is not allowing me to let you see what I'm about to do. But I did this personally. I wanted to show you something, Mia, because what I need you to see is the reason why a lot of us are having problems with doing a basic graph, because we say we can do it, but are you really doing it? Because if you are saying I graph, but if you're missing certain basic concepts, then that's why the portrait may not come out right. So we need, I'm visual, so I just want to show you. Oh, Instagram. I need to finish. I set up another what is it called? It's I set it up. It's called Restream, and it was fine and it was working fine, and then it stopped. And I think that's because I'm using both. But I already set up StreamYard. So because I already set up StreamYard, I couldn't stop it. So I think the next time around I could be able to put all of them in one site. All right, let me get this up for you. I'm gonna show you, Mia. Give me 1 second. So I can show you what I'm trying to talk about, because I'm visual. I need to show you. Let me see. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm showing Mia the differences with graphing. And the reason why a lot of us say I can graph, but you're missing vital key components and it can cause problems. My ID is look. Oh, okay, give me 1 second then. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. So I can help you the most. That was very, very, very beneficial. Thank you. That helped me a whole lot. So I can help you the best way I can. Cause we gonna get you. Plus, I also have the ebook. I don't know if you have it or not, but I have that. Okay. Your crochet so neat. Oh, I see how you started to now. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I do see some of the key components that I think you should do. Not bad though, but I'm gonna tell you that you're okay. So what I'm gonna tell you is that when you see this, maybe you'll understand. All right. So when I do a basic graph, let me show you a basic graph like this, for instance. It's going to come out staticky. The graph is going to have a lot of unconnected lines. Unconnected lines are the lines you're seeing right now this very, 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 very second. You see her hair? In her hair is all these little tiny dots. That's unconnected lines. Those lines do not connect. And especially when you are crocheting, they tend to not, basically, they're not going to look good. It's going to look like you're playing connected dots. As you can see around her face, there's no dots. All of those dots are connecting. As long as you are forming the actual picture. So when you put the picture far away, it actually looks like a picture. And that's the key component of graphing, those unconnected dots. That's a key component. Those unconnected dots is what causes um what makes and breaks your image, and it's what make and break your photo. So let me show you. I have a photo. Let me show you. So I did a color photo and I did a what is it? Color and black and white. So I can show you the difference. So size matter, color, non-color matter. So I'm gonna do the color first. And you can't see this part, but I'm gonna do like a basic throw size. You can't see the wizard part, but give me 1 second. Today is Monday. Today is Monday. All right, 1 second. I'm going to show you. Oh, I think I want to do a portrait of me. Holy crap. I think I should do a portrait of me. Nice. Wait, let me see if you guys can see it. Let me see. That is cool. It's a portrait of me. It's a portrait of me. All right, so let me do that part. And then I'm going to do the black and white. So that's my portrait. That's cool. All right, let me do the black and white one so I can show you that. And I'm going to show you the difference. So a regular throw size, because some people don't want to crochet forever. So a regular throw size is like 150 by 200. 150 by 200 is a regular throw size, like a small twin. So that's like a good size that you could do that. Now, you could do color or you could do black and white. So I'm going to show you the difference. But like I said, in order to get a good graph, you need to know the basic of those lines, whether they connect or not connect, because you need to know how to shadow. You need to make sure that when you're doing a shadow, you need to make sure that it looks like a shadow and it doesn't look like something else in there. For instance, I'm gonna show you something right now. For instance, with this one right here, being that it's black and white, you don't know, even though the picture can clearly show that I'm wearing earrings, but this graph does not. So it looks like there's something like a glitch. You need to know how to make sure that that does not look like a glitch and it actually looks like are you guys able to see this? I don't understand why. Oh, okay. So yeah, you need to make sure that it actually looks like the image the best way you can. The best way you can. And that's what I mean by those unconnected lines. When you have random dots everywhere, the random dots is what's going to cause your work to look blotchy. I don't know if I'm explaining it right. I have well, I gave it away. I had a blanket that showed when I first started graphing to now. No, before I started graphing. So I used to go on, yeah, I used to go on Pinterest and get charts off of Pinterest and I used to crochet it. And then my crochet mentor used to say, it looks good, but you have those random dots everywhere. And I never caught it until I started graphing. When I started graphing, that's when I realized I see what she's saying. What she's saying is those little random dots, it makes you look like you're an amateur crocheter when in reality it has nothing to do with you. You're going to be the best crocheter in the world. But when you have a bad graph, that bad graph makes it look bad. Now, when we are, let me make sure that you guys can see this. Because sometimes it cuts off. I don't know why. I don't know why it cuts off like that. But anyway, when you are up close and you're actually graphing, you see all these little unconnected lines? That when you crochet that, it shows. So the reason why I do a class and the reason why I have the ebook and everything is because I want everyone to learn how to not let that bother you, how to not let it show in your work when you are crocheting. And Mia, when you are doing a name has nothing on the name, the flowers. That right there is simple. When you're doing something with a lot of detail, that detail shows every single imperfection, every single shade, every single dot, every single watermark, every single light that's shining, it shows that in that graph. So you have to know how to fix it, how to mask it, how to make sure it doesn't show when you crochet. You also need to make sure if you're going to add shading, you need to make sure it looks like a shade and not look like I have like two chins or something like that. You also need to ad lib. There's times where you need to ad lib because when you ad lib, that means that you will have to add something or delete something in order for it to look like that image. So you could basically say this is like years and years and years and years of me practicing. It's years and years and years of me working over and over and over with colors, over and over and over with every last dot. You got to take each dot and make it look like something. So because you're making each dot to make it look like something, when you put it together, you just need to make sure that it works when you're crocheting it. Because think about it, when we are crocheting, our work goes from left to right and right to left. So because it's going from right to left and left to right, it's slanted. Each other row, it's slanted. So when we are crocheting an actual image, that's exactly what it's doing. It's slanted. So when I am graphing, I am taking that into consideration. So when I make your graphs, I try to make it so that it fits with crocheting. A lot of people say, "Can I get a graph for C2C?" Or can I get a graph for single crochet? Or can I get a graph for knit? It's all the same thing. I don't know whoever said it, whoever made it up. I don't know. But my graphs, maybe other people's graphs are different. But for my graphs, you could do anything you want. The only difference is the size. Because if you're doing a single crochet or a half double crochet, of course the size is gonna be different. If you're doing C2C and C2C, of course, is going to be extra larger than what HTC is going to be. So that's the only difference. But do I have to make a certain graph for C2C? No. No. But what I do is when I am making the graphs, I make sure there's no lines or little dots that you have to connect so that you do not have those random dots everywhere because I know you see them everywhere. If someone is crocheting a blanket or crocheting a pillow or crocheting a garment and you see those random dots, or if you see like around the eyes, you see random white spots, that's not, I'm not going to say that it's not great art or the blanket or the pillow is not good. What I'm going to say is, to me, I want nice, bold lines. I want my lines to look good. I want my eyelashes to look like eyelashes and not something missing. I want my legs to look like legs and not look like she got beat up. I want a good image. So I'm saying all of this, Mia, to say that maybe you just want to keep practicing, starting from like a black and white picture and work your way up. My ebook is a good thing to start off with. My ebook is $40, but the ebook shows you from making a single cherry all the way up to a detailed image, because I see that you did actual names, and then I saw like the most detailed you did was the flowers. That's great. But the more detail you put into, say, if you wanted to do a cartoon character like Mickey Mouse or Minnie Mouse or something like that, you need to know where to graph. Because think about it, these images are not for us to put into graph formation. These images were made for clip art or for just for art. We're taking those images and making it into a crocheted item. So because we're doing that, when I am graphing, I have to convert it into that. I have to make it so that it looks good. And I do see some graphs that just do not look good. Or I can look at a image of someone's blanket, and I could tell that the graph may not be that great. Some people say, "Oh, I graph and I do all of my stuff and it looks good." I would never fault anybody for that. I would never say that it doesn't look good. But what I can say is that you may want to take a look at, the differences, because sometimes we don't know the difference. So this is why I do these things, to show you the difference, to show you that it can be different. I didn't know there was a difference in the beginning. So I would never want anybody to say, "Oh, what you're doing is bad." No, I would not say that. What I would say is it can be different, and it can be a little better if we just do it a little differently. It takes forever, Mia. It takes forever. I don't like always doing pictures. I don't like it. But the reason why I do it is because it's beautiful. People love it and people want it. And some people want to make photos for a keepsake or a memorial or something. So I do it. Just like, "Oh, um, Sharice, can I show them your graph?" I don't even know if I have it on here. Can I show them? Um, when I did Sharice's graph, I don't know if I have it on here though. I do. Um, so I do memorials, and this is one I did of her niece. Let me see if I could show Instagram. This is of Sharice's niece. So when I did that, I just basically took the picture that she gave me. What I do is turn it down. What I do is I ask for sorry. What I do is I ask for different varieties of pictures. I would ask for more than one picture because I like to use I like to be able to give samples. So what I would do is she gave me a couple of them, and I made a couple of samples. I asked questions. I always ask questions because I want to know, um, what did she like? What was her favorite color? Do you want a name? Do you want the dates? She liked butterflies, purple butterflies. So I just wanted to add something on there that would represent her, because this is a keepsake and this is something that we always, want, and you want mom and dad to be happy and to be able to look at it and be proud. When I did it, I don't know if you could tell, but I attached every single last dot. Every single last line is connected. And I did that because if it wasn't, it would be a little blotchy. It will look kind of almost like blurry. You don't want that. You want her to stand out and you want her picture to stand out. And this is the reason why I take pride in my graphs. I take pride in what I do. It takes me some time. Not only that, I put a lot of my actual feelings in it. Like I said in the beginning, when she came on here, when Sharice came on here, I was like blown away because I'm literally graphing this and I'm watching TV and I actually see the picture on TV of this young lady. So thank you, Sharice, for allowing me to show this. But I think that this example shows you that it's definitely possible. You could definitely do any photo. Not only can you do any photo, you can make it look good and you don't have to have all those random dots. I also would take the picture and make it more of a keepsake. So it's not just the picture. It will have the name. It will have a date. It will have a resemblance of that person. And it will, and because she like purple, I made sure I added purple, even though her picture is black and white. So these are the things that you have to think of. You don't have to, but these are the things I think of when I am doing um images and when I'm doing photos, because I want it to stand out and I want it to be a good keepsake. Um, so I don't know if I answered your question, Mia. All I can say is practice, practice, practice. I did not start doing photos right away. There's a lot of people that say I graph. They go on Stitch Fiddle. They might even go on PC Stitch. Put the thing in there. It looks good to them. If they don't even clean it up right, and then they spend all that time putting in all those random dots. Now, some people like you, Mia, you can see that when you did it, it looked a little blotchy, and you didn't do it because you know that something looked wrong. That means you have a good eye for art, and you have a good eye to see that something ain't right. I need to find out what's not right. Some people don't see that. Some people don't see that all those random dots is not a good thing. Some people will actually crochet all those random dots. And because you can see that, that means you have a good eye. And I think you'll be fine. I just think that practice, 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 practice will help. Like I said, I ad lib. There's ways that I can make the line go one way to make it look like maybe an earlobe, or if I go another way to make it look like it's not an earlobe. It's crazy, but I just been doing this for so long. Like I know how to do this. I know how to make the nose look like a nose and not look like a carrot, or how to make the hair look like hair or not something else. I just been doing it for a while. I can actually sit there and I can look at it. Or for instance, you know how we have photos that need restoration, photos that need help, like maybe it was damaged or whatever. I actually do that. I do I restore photos. I edit the photos on Photoshop and I graph them. And when I do it, I'm able, like, say if part of the face is chopped off or whatever, I'm able to actually do it so that it doesn't look like that. Or if there was a scar and you don't want the scar, I'm able to take that out. So this is years and years and years and years of practice. So that's something that you just have to look into, Mia. Like I said, I have the ebook. I'm updating the ebook. I think it'll be ready by January, and you should be able to purchase that ebook on Amazon. But as of right now, you could get the ebook through me. The ebook will show you how to do basics, but I really can't show anyone how to do a portrait, because if you could do the basics, then eventually you could do a portrait. In order for it to look good, it just needs practice. That's all. Just practice. Do you have a tutorial on how to graph portraits? Well, like I said, I can't teach that. It's almost like you can't teach anybody how to be a great artist. What I can teach you is the basics, which is my ebook. I could teach you the basics. Once you learn the basics and you learn how to do how to make a cherry look like a cherry and not a square. If you know how to make a curve look like a curve and not make it look like it's, like blotchy. If you know how to make a circle, it's just those basics will help you make a portrait. If you know how to do those basics, it's like you just have to, just like your Instagram said you went from this to this. That's basically what you have to do. You're gonna have to literally go through the motion in order to get it to look like that. So what, I did that not too long ago, Cherise, and I've been doing this graphing thing for almost a decade. So I mean, it just took time, but I know it's a lot of people that I taught in my class are able to do them now. but they had to learn how to do a regular one first. They had to not only do the regular one, but learn how to do shading, how to do, because I saw one that you had a name and it had shades. It just looks like white lines. To be honest, I'm just telling you how I see it. It looks like white lines. An actual shade is different when you are crocheting it versus when you're seeing it as an actual clip art or a vector or just an image. It's different. It's like crazy, but it's like when you see it, then you understand. But when you are talking about it, you're gonna be like, "This girl don't know nothing. Diva thinks she better. She ain't better." That's why I try to be as visual as possible. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't get you to graph a whole entire portrait like this, but you can do it. What I would do is I would start with black and white. I would start with black and white because black and white, you can be able to play around with that. But I know you want to run into portraits. I would stick with the others first. I really would. I would stick with the others and just keep doing more and more and more and more and more. I wouldn't run into portraits because even now it's been almost a decade and I'm still having problems. I still have problems with portraits because, like I said, they're not meant to be graphed. It's not meant for us to crochet. So yeah, I still have problems with it. And it also depends on the size that you're making it, Mia. It depends on, because some people, they want to make these little tiny things because they don't want to crochet all the time. They want to make a pillow. You're going to lose so much detail, a lot of detail making it as a pillow. You got to make it a little bit larger in order to have all that necessary detail. So, like I said, just practice. Size matter, colors matter, practicing matter. It all matters. I hope I helped you. But if you want, you can get the ebook. Thank you, Sharice, for allowing me to show this. I think I show a lot of people this one because it really I did a child before, and the child I think was like 3 years old. But this one I think really got to me. This one I really, really couldn't believe the story behind this. So I just thank you, Sharice, for allowing me to do it. I can't wait to see it. But that's it. If you guys have any more questions, I am more than happy to help you with any other questions. If not, I'm going to depart. I'm gonna do my podcast a little early. I'm gonna do it on Thursday because I want to bring a man in here. Not just Gregory. Actually, Gregory, you can do it too, right? I want to be able to introduce instead of, it's always women, it's always us females crocheting and talking about it. But we want to talk to a man. We want to be able to talk to him and find out what made you want to crochet and how you do it. And then this particular man is from Barbados, and he's going to come on here and he's going to talk about it. I have two sons, and I have one son who actually told me that he wants to crochet. So I want to talk to him about that. And I would love for him, for my little son, to sit here and to watch, because I really want him to realize that I'm here for him and I'm here to help him. And I want him to understand that you do not have to not want to do it just because everybody around you is saying, "Oh, that's only for ladies," and stuff like that. No, no, no. So I thought that interviewing this men would get us to even understand why, and the concept of why. Why do men want to do it? Or why do he want to do it? And he said he has no problem talking about it. So I can't wait. That'll be Thursday at 7 p.m. I have to do it on his time and his schedule because he's in Barbados. So that'll be Thursday. I'm gonna do my podcast. And we're just gonna talk just talk about why, how. His stuff is really nice. You guys saw him and you saw his stuff before. I know you did. His name is B N H. What is it? Bono Crochet? BNHO Crochet. That's his name. Bono Crochet. So I know you guys had came across his name at one point of time. He makes some really great stuff. And I'm really interested in seeing how he learned and what made him wanted to do this. Where do I get the ebook? The information for the ebook is in the description. So if you look into the description, you'll see all of my information there for the ebook and how you can send the payment, and then I will automatically send you the ebook. So if that's it, I will if there's no more questions, I will talk to you guys on Thursday with Bono Crochet. And I think that's it. I'm going to do more tutorials, and hopefully by the next time I do Mentor Monday, I will have all the stuff in the back so that when you do Super Chat, you're going to have some crazy balloons that pop up. You will never know what balloon is going to come, because the balloons that I'm ordering, y'all know me, right? You never know what balloon is going to pop up. It may be good, it may not be good. It may be PG, it may not be PG. But well, anytime I get a super chat, you're going to see what balloon it is. So you guys have a good night, and I will talk to you on Thursday, 7 p.m. so we can talk to Bono Crochet. Have a good night.